Hey Shooby Doodlers, I saw a really great exhibition of Japanese objects recently. There were these tiny little patterns about that big, carved finely into some ivory, and I realised they were meant to be clouds. So I've been playing around with the basic design, and I really like it, and I'm going to show you what it's all about. So I'm just going to fill this page up with adaptations. The image that I saw looked very much like this, and there were these little wiggly squiggly clouds, and I think that's what they were intended to be, but then they came in here and they just kind of curled in and filled up the whole space, and I really like that. But then it did other things as well, and I just can't quite remember how it was. I think it was carved in a very fine line into ivory. It was either that or was on a kind of a cloisonné, jewel enamelled kind of box or something like that. And you see, I'm starting to adapt and play around with it by doing nodules rather than cloudy kind of curves. It was actually really these kind of curvy shapes like that, and then you can bring that in there, and you can do a little one there, and I don't see why you can't then kind of add another one up there. So we're kind of filling up the insides with these curves, which I really like. Then and then to make a kind of little field of clouds, what happened was we can make this a bit kind of wider as well. Let's move that around and then bring that in there, and then they were kind of attaching others onto it and sort of building up the pattern like that, which I think is just really interesting. Really interesting. That's a really boring way of saying it's really interesting, but my mind is concentrating on the drawing at the moment. And here again, then we can fill these kind of shapes in there if you wanted to, and again that will be coming around there, and we can have one hiding behind there, perhaps like that. That led me on to thinking that looks a bit like a tree, so I started playing. Doodling is all about playing, so I started here and brought this is the trunk of the tree that goes up here. The trunk comes up here on the other side, and then from here we can bring down these curvy bits like that, and then curl it in to there, and you can just play around with it as you feel and how it feels right. Then I think I'm going to carry on out there and bring that in there. This is just making it up as I go along. It just kind of feels right. I've got a little space here, so I'm going to fill that in there, maybe with those little curves, and then another one just up there. And then you can probably fill in each. I'm trying to think what to call these little nodes, I suppose is what they are, aren't they? These little bits sticking out there, and just sort of gently fill it in. Very simple dots. If you put one in each node, that will give you a kind of a spacing difference. So give you an idea of how far to space the dots apart. And there you have I think it's quite a pretty little tree, that really. You can probably do a more kind of romantic kind of Japanese cherry tree by making it all a bit more flatter, and doing it that sort of way. Do you know what I mean by that kind of romantic kind of Japanese cherry kind of look to it? And then you can just put that there, and then maybe we can just fill in those little spaces. And then maybe this could be cherry blossom, so we put some little dots in there or little circles rather. Those are the blossom, and then the dots that we put in are the leaves, or they could be the buds of the cherry blossom, however you want to think of it. But it's a really, really simple, easy kind of design for drawing, I don't know, what we call them, Japanese trees, Japanese clouds. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, why not come over and join me on Patreon and see what on earth I do on there. Choose another video to keep you going, and make sure you are subscribed to the Shoo Rayner drawing channel, and keep drawing, practice, and I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye bye.